Hello, my name is Reagan Reed, and today I will be proposing a solution to the conflict between Cricket Australia and the Australian Cricketers Association dealing with the recent event of ball tampering. In March of 2018, an Australian cricket player, Cameron Bancroft, was caught tampering with the cricket ball that was being used in the match against South Africa in Cape Town. This was not only seen by officials on the grounds, but it was picked up by several television cameras. The cameras were able to pick up Bancroft taking out a yellow object from his pocket and rubbing it on the ball before putting the yellow object back into his pants. Originally, Bancroft admitted to this yellow object being sticky paper to remove debris from the ball, but it was eventually found that the paper was actually sandpaper. Australia's team captain, Steve Smith, admitted in a press conference that he knew of the plan to tamper with the cricket ball, as well as vice captain David Warner was found responsible for tampering, and he even showed Bancroft how it was to be done. The leadership team, consisting of Steve Smith and David Warner, received 12 months of suspension, and Cameron Bancroft, the guy that physically did the tampering, received 9 months of suspension as punishment. Smith also received a fine of 100% of his match fee for conduct that is contrary to the spirit of the game, while Bancroft was fined 75% of his match fee for ball tampering. The punishments were put into effect by Cricket Australia after their investigation. After calls from the public of these punishments being too harsh, the Australian Cricketers Association, known as the ACA, wanted to do their own independent investigation. The president, Greg Dyer, wants the investigation to be focused on finding the causes of ball tampering and eliminating them from the game. Dyer also believes that the players should have shorter suspensions so that they can be brought back to the game to reinstate their own integrity with that of the game of cricket. This shows that both the Australian Cricketers Association and Cricket Australia believe that they have the same goal in mind, and that goal is to keep the integrity of the game alive while keeping their players honest. This conflict that has risen between these organizations is based around the punishment that has been given to these three cricket players. The Australian Cricketers Association believes that the players should be rehabilitated through the game, while Cricket Australia believes that they should be punished on a national stage to be an example for other cricket players that this is what will happen if you take the integrity of the game of cricket too lightly. Right now, these organizations are arguing and having a debate style of communication where one organization's opinions are being spewed to fight that of the other organization's opinions. This style of communication is doing no good for either side, and they both need to take a step back and listen to each other and ask what the important thing is for them to do. To make progress, they need to put a hold on their underlying interest and instead focus on how they will be able to come together. This will make being an active listener super important for both sides in order to get what they want. They need to be able to take the wants and needs from both sides and formulate the best answer for the sake of cricket in Australia. With organizations of this size, they need to be careful to be respectful of the other side's opinion as to not stir up the public and create an even bigger scandal than the one that they're in the middle of at the moment. They both agree that the integrity of the game should not be taken lightly, and that is going to be the commonality in their discussions of this ball tampering incident. Because of this, I think that the best way to negotiate and navigate this problem is through integrative bargaining. This way, both sides will feel as though they have been heard and listened to. Both parties can say they have won, and it be true, because both organizations have one common goal, as I mentioned before, that they both want to keep the integrity of cricket alive while keeping their players honest. Through a win-win approach to this argument, the public will support the findings as well. As for barriers that will need to be resolved to come to a conclusion, there will not be many due to the organizations having common ground. One barrier that they will need to combat are the personalities of the people involved. Personal feelings need to be put on hold so that the conflict can be resolved for the sake of cricket in Australia.